Hi, I'm Steve. If this is your first time here, I've been sharing the story of my wife Nancy and our journey with brain cancer. And if you're new, I would encourage you to go back and watch some of our earlier videos so that you can learn the backstory of what brought us to this point. I'll put a card at the top so it's easy to find that playlist. I'll also have it at the end of this video. Before we get into today's video, I just wanted to say thank you. I've been blown away by the comments that many of you have left, sharing encouragement, prayers of faith, or even stories from your own hard journeys or difficult seasons in life. It's been made very clear that we are not walking alone. We're in this together, and we're here for each other. One quick housekeeping note. I've noticed many of you are watching our videos on a TV, and honestly, subscribing to a channel can be a bit tricky on a TV because there's not a button to push. So to make it easier, at the end of this video, I'm going to put up a QR code, and when you see that, if you'll pick up your smartphone or your tablet and open up your camera app, and if you point it right at that QR code, a link will pop up. And that link will take you directly to our channel where you can subscribe if you'd like. You'll also see the playlist there of all of our previous videos. One more thing. A number of you have commented how great it would be if you would have known Nancy before cancer. So at the end of this video, I'm going to include some clips of Nancy just being herself before cancer. You'll see her amazing, vibrant self. I think you're really going to like seeing her like that. Okay, let's get into today's video, the gift of time. I'm so glad you're here. I've had something on my mind and I'm finally ready to share it. Back when Nancy was first diagnosed with a glioblastoma, a brain tumor, and we found out that it was a potentially terminal disease, we went through a roller coaster of emotions, just like any traumatic event. There might be denial, anger, acceptance, and grief. One thing I've learned is that grief doesn't always come after a loss. As we've been walking through this journey, my family and myself and Nancy, we've already experienced a great deal of grief just anticipating what we know is coming in the future. There's no sense in denying that. We've cried, we've expressed anger and sadness. It's been a very, very difficult journey, especially once we realized that Nancy and the kids realized their mom isn't going to get better, which is very different than the breast cancer that she had back in 2020. They were able to witness her diagnoses, her treatment, surgery, recovery, and then she seemed like she was back to normal, doing all the things that she always did. Being a great mom, a wonderful wife, a foster parent. We traveled together on some amazing camping and adventure trips. And so when they realized that the brain tumor was not going to turn out the same way, that's when it really hit hard. I think the big takeaway, though, is that grief and love can exist together at the same time. So I recently had an opportunity to attend a celebration of life. This was for a man named Tim, who I only slightly knew, but I know his brother very well. So I went to support the family. Tim was at his home, having a family celebration, and sitting in his recliner, and he had a heart attack. And it happened just like that. No warning, no time to prepare. The family was there, but they didn't get to say goodbye. So at the celebration of life, Tim's body wasn't there. Many times, followers of Jesus Christ who have a celebration of life, we focus not on the death, but on the life that the person will continue to have in heaven. That's the gift of eternal salvation, where if you don't have that sort of faith, death is kind of the end. It's over. There is no more. But as followers of Christ, we believe that our real life will begin after death. And that may be very familiar doctrine to you, or it might be something that you've never heard of before. But Tim's was a celebration of life. Although there was sadness, particularly seeing his wife, his widow, and his 2 boys. I don't know the exact circumstance, but I do know this. Tim's death was very sudden, and he had no time to say goodbye. His family had no time to grieve before the loss. Their grief will come after the loss. In our family's situation, it's a little different. We know Nancy will die, but she hasn't yet. So we have, in that time between now and when her end comes, we have time. So after Tim's celebration of life, it got me thinking, we've really been given a gift of time with Nancy, and I don't want to waste it. That's why every week the kids all come over and we do a family dinner night. Sometimes after work they'll pop by just to say hi or give their mom a hug. We don't want to miss that opportunity. And so here's my message. I would encourage you to use the gift of time you've been given in your life. Is there someone in your family that you need to make amends with? Is there something that's been unsaid, maybe for many years, that you need to say? Maybe it's a thank you or an I'm sorry. Or maybe you're waiting for someone to say I'm sorry to you. I would encourage you, don't wait. Say it, do it, or go to that person and just say, we need to talk. Or maybe you know somebody that's suffering. Maybe somebody like Nancy who's sick and you've kind of avoided calling or texting or dropping by. I would encourage you, go and do it. Step out of your comfort zone and just call them and say, can I come over? You will be amazed. I believe you'll be amazed at how good you'll feel afterward. You'll be a blessing to them, and you might actually end up being blessed yourself. And I know that if we didn't maximize the gift of time we've been given with Nancy, and she passes before we said all of our things, before we gave those hugs, before we laughed again at some of those memories, I would regret that. And I don't want you to have any regrets in your life. The truth is, none of us know how much time we have on this earth. Only God knows. And so I would encourage you, no matter where you are in your faith journey or how close you are with your family or your friends, make every moment count. These are tough things, and I know that. Getting involved in the life of someone who is sick and maybe dying is uncomfortable, and it can be messy. And chances are you already have a life full of all kinds of things. And you might think, I don't have time for this or one more thing on my plate. But if you do it, I believe it could be a great thing for you and the other person who receives your visit or your call or your text or your gift. It can be tough to go to someone who's hurt you. And maybe it's been a wound that's been festering for a long time. But how much better to deal with it before they're gone or before you're gone than to just leave it untreated. Think about it. I'm curious to know if these words resonate with you like Tim's celebration of life touched me. Nancy and I have been given a gift, the gift of time. And time is both a gift, but it can also be painful. Each day I watch as she gets farther and farther away from the person that she used to be. And I know we all change. That's normal. That's a normal part of life. But to see her declining in the way she is, compared to the way she used to be, It is painful to watch, but somehow I can't explain it, but I feel closer to her now and more love for her now than before when she was healthy. We lived busy lives, working and raising kids and taking care of foster children. Sometimes it's like we just passed during the day. But in this time, we're together all the time. I'm meeting her every need. Without me, she wouldn't eat. She wouldn't have clean clothes. She wouldn't be dressed. She wouldn't have her teeth brushed. She wouldn't do anything. And so there's something about that that has caused me to even be a better husband to my wife than I probably ever was before. And it's drawn us closer together. So we're trying to maximize the gift of time we've been given. But it sure is painful to watch. You'll see at the end of this video, if you stay and watch the clips I've put in of Nancy before cancer, you'll see what I'm talking about, and you'll know exactly why I fell in love with her. One of the things that Nancy's doing with her gift of time is really preparing a memory of love for our kids. She has been writing in a journal down some of her thoughts and some of her memories so that they'll have that after she's gone. Our oldest daughter, Gracie, actually wrote down some questions that she wanted Nancy to answer through the lens of being a mom. Since Gracie just had her first child, she wanted to get as much wisdom and advice as she could from Nancy while Nancy could still offer it, knowing that there'll be a time when her mom won't be here and she won't be able to pick up the phone and ask those questions about raising a baby or taking care of a baby or raising a child. So I love that.
One of the things I've done that's important to me is I've been writing down my stories. And I wrote one for Gracie that has parenting advice.
What's the best parenting advice you would give? Like, what's something you really want Gracie to know as a new mom?
I've got a good answer for this. Let's see if I can remember it.
You have a lot of good answers.
Okay. But what is the answer?
Is it You're the Boss applesauce?
Oh, that's a good one. Distraction's the name of the game.
What do you mean?
Distraction?
Yeah, like how would that apply? Like when's a time when you would use a distraction?
Like at the grocery store. So when you're at the grocery store and you need to keep the kids distracted so that you can make it through before like dinner time or lunchtime or nap time.
So how do you distract them? They're starting to have a meltdown. What do you do?
You distract them by like, did you see that red cat down that out? I was gonna say alleyway.
In the aisle.
In the aisle.
Yeah.
And then they turn to look at it, and it distracts them from the fit they're having.
That's good. And didn't you always like sing songs with the kids and tell stories or play I Spy?
Yeah, and everyone had a spot to hold on to on the cart.
So 4 kids go to the grocery. Whoa.
Yeah. And I've taken more just because I had to.
When we were fostering? Yeah. How many kids did you ever have at one time?
47.
Well, one time.
Well, one time. 9. 9 was the most.
Including our own 4.
Including our own 4.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one thing that Nancy's done. Another thing is she has been giving away a lot of her clothes. It might sound kind of weird, but Nancy took a lot of pride in her outfits and how she took care of her clothes and just different styles. And as she was taking the steroids for the brain cancer, a lot of her body swelled up and her clothes no longer fit. So rather than just leaving them in her drawers and closet for us to give away after she's gone, she decided it would be a good idea to give them away to people in her life while she's still alive. And she's actually gotten a great bit of joy from that act of giving. I noticed over the past few weeks you've been giving some things away to people. Can you tell about that? Why were you giving your clothes away and other things?
Because I'm not going to be able to use them before I can't even say it.
You can say it. Before the end? Yeah. And so how does giving things away make you feel?
I've always liked giving things to people.
Yeah, you've always been very generous. Yeah, I was watching you as you gave some of your clothes away and they would hold them up and get all excited about them. Did that bring you joy? Yeah. So every time somebody comes over that might be her size, Nancy tells me, "Hey, go get my clothes," and we kind of hold them up, and it's kind of neat for her to be a part of that, to see the joy that she's able to give someone else. Nancy was also a big crafter before cancer. She spent a lot of hours lovingly making scrapbooks for all of our kids with their pictures and our trips and life growing up. And so she's had a number of specialized tools for that. And if you're a crafter, you might be able to relate. She's had a craft room and all of her supplies. Well, over the years, she's acquired a few Cricut machines that do cutouts of paper and shapes. That's the best I can explain it. And she loves those machines. Well, she isn't crafting anymore, and she won't be crafting in the future. And so she's started to give away some of her favorite supplies, including a Cricut machine or 2. You've always been a big crafter, and I noticed that you gave one of your special machines away.
Yeah, I gave my Cricut away.
Yeah. Was that hard for you to give it away, or was it easy at this time?
It was easy.
Why was it easy?
Because I can bring other people joy.
Yeah. You're a special person, Nancy. You have a special heart.
Thanks.
Yeah.
But I want to climb up the steps to look in the closet to make sure that we got everything.
Yes.
If I got up, I might not be able to get down.
Yeah. And again, that act of giving is a way that Nancy's preparing memories of love for others. And it's really touching to see. It's both touching for me to see, but also difficult to see at the same time, because those acts of giving are signals that the end is coming. The truth is, Nancy has never wanted to be a burden on any of us. Early on, she told me that almost daily and apologized. She would say, "I'm sorry you have to do this. I'm sorry I can't do this for myself. I'm sorry I'm so much trouble." And I just had to reassure her that, no, you're not a burden and it's no trouble. It's the greatest gift and honor of my life. to be able to serve you like this. And that's why I try so hard to do it well. And making these videos, it was really my goal to share with my family. But if one of you can be touched by something I say, then all the work has been worth it. This is not a story that I would have ever scripted. I wouldn't wish this story on anyone. But I know after reading many of your comments, we're not the only ones that have tough stories. And that's why this community is so valuable to me and hopefully to you, that we can lean on each other, we can share those stories, offer encouragement, offer words of prayer to support one another through these hard times. And if you take nothing else from this video, please remember this. Don't wait to say the things that matter the most. Use the gift of time that you've been given and make it count. Well, that's it for this video, The Gift of Time. I appreciate you listening. Thanks for watching, and I hope you'll stick around and watch some of the clips of Nancy before cancer. I think you're really going to enjoy seeing her. So until the next video, have a great day.
Hi, this is Nancy. I can't hold on to myself as not being in front of a camera. Do I look at this or do I look at you? I look right there.
Yeah, you're filming it. Why did it?
All right. Hi, I am Nancy from Huffhaven, and we are making sauerkraut today. So we are at Fresh Time, and we need some cabbage. So you need to look for a head of cabbage that is really firm, and it feels really heavy for its size, because that's going to make for a better sauerkraut.
All right, so you were back there helping with the tent. They called you over, Mom, Mom, and you went back there. What did you find out?
Because they know I am an expert tent putter-upper.
Yes.
And you're really close. They needed my expertise to know how to put the poles on the outside for the rain fly.
And it looks like they've got it figured out.
Yep, the girls have it figured out. Boys are still working on it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, some shenanigans.
We are in Milla's pocket. Milla Knocket. I don't know where we are. We are doing laundry. And we are getting some clean clothes, and we'll get showers tonight. So we can put on our clean clothes. And we are going to do some shopping and get restock on our groceries.
Worries in the hollows, regret is in the storm. You are not, you're not alone.